Okay, wait. Hey, okay,
So for those of you just arriving, we're here to talk to you about Jesus. Yes, and how sometimes we make decisions that are regretful.
We became street performers because we didn't have a lot of opportunity to perform indoors. There was limited options. And so we just thought, well, let's do some shows in the street. And that became what we did for a number of years. And that allowed us to travel. So at first we didn't really say, oh, we want to be street performers. But eventually it's something that just was what we were doing.
First time I ever saw a street performer was when I was about 16. I saw Stickman. And got totally hooked, met a few more street performers. They kind of taught me the ropes, kept me going, taught me a few more bits, taught me do this, do that, do the other thing. This is what they like, this is what they don't like. And I don't know, I just kept going with it, I guess.
I learned how to juggle out of a book, and then the whole aim was to learn how to juggle with fire, so I did that and went out and did a wee bit of really crappy busking in Dundee and in Perth and stuff, and it was really awful.
I opened my own pitches. I literally found pieces of pavement where no one else was working, and at the time it was so low end it wasn't funny, it wasn't even statue level. But in the meantime, I discovered that I was in the middle of a performing community, and they adopted me and basically taught me the basics of street shows. Now, my show now is everything they thought was impossible back then.
When I was about 12 years old, I saw a guy doing it on the street and just hung out with him on the street for a while, and then I quit school about 15.
Kids, stay in school. Otherwise you'll end up doing this for next to no money.
Stop! Free beer!
Just go somewhere, set up, do a show, get whoever's there, and so it's kind of got a lot of spontaneity to it. It's got a lot of tradition to it as well. I mean, it's the oldest form of theatre in the world. Everyone can afford it. Everyone can come. There's no set door price. You can just come up, see the show, don't pay anything if you don't want to. Come up, shake the guy's hand. It kind of there's something much more kind of personal about it than going to see a film or going to see something on a stage.
But if you walk on a street corner where they've never seen a street performer before and they've never seen a circle show before, which is what I do, yeah, they might just walk past and not even stop. You learn tricks, you learn ways to do it, you learn a way to build the rapport. But if people don't want to stop, if you don't have 5 people to build a crowd from, then you're not going to do a show. Basically, what you do is you build up the rapport with the audience, and by the end of it, if they don't enjoy what you're doing, then you don't survive.
In the street, you have to be totally riveting to hold that audience because they're walking past and they can leave. If you do anything which isn't very good, they'll walk away. Whereas in the theatre, they've generally paid to get in, so they'll give you a bit of a benefit of the doubt. So actually, you can be a bit lame and they'll still sit there because they've paid for their ticket in advance. I believe that totally. And you feel it indoors. You can kind of get away with less.
You have to be of a certain level if people are going to pay you. So it does actually keep you fresh, keeps you good, it gives you that little bit of an edge over other stuff. And it's really satisfying then if you actually do get people who do enjoy the show and you count the money you've made afterwards and it's a decent amount of money or something, then it's really rewarding in that kind of way. That's what keeps it exciting for me. I like counting the money afterwards.
It's really important that I've got a flow of people going by so that the story's always changing, because that's what my show does. It goes with the story of the street. So whatever's happening in the street, that's the story, what happens that day, and then I've got these routines that let me sort of finish off the show.
I try and do things which people will like. I keep it simple, juggle some dangerous stuff, and they generally like it. For me, it's exciting because I get to do a job which is a bit different, and you know, I didn't want a normal living, a normal job, and through street performing I get to sort of control my own life a bit and how I make my money.
All right, so now there is another choice that you have to make here, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right, folks. It's up to you. Like we said, life is all about choices. How do you want to see us rap together? Fully clothed or in our underpants? It's up to you.
So on the count of 3, if you want to see us rap together fully clothed, and make some noise. 1, 2, 3! Some decent people.
I am not an animal! No, 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 no!
All the tricks and stuff are sort of surplus to requirements. It's all about audience participation, getting the audience involved, making sure they have a good time, because, I mean, it's all about them at the end of the day. As street performers, we like to have fun as well, but in my opinion, it's really kind of about the audience, making sure they're happy, making sure that everyone has a good time. So getting the audience involved, yeah, it's like nothing more important in the show. Cheering audiences, clapping audiences, smiling children's faces, people laughing, you know, all that kind of stuff. Looks on people's faces when you do a big impressive trick. When you've been working on something for a really long time and you nail it in the middle of a show and it really works, like the 7-ball juggling, it's taken me about 10, 14 years or something to learn. And when it goes right, and when the audience give a big cheer for that, it's like, yeah, I kind of worked for that and earned that round of applause, you know, it feels really good.
Why is he videotaping this?
If this ends up on some German porn site, I'm going to kick your ass. Bullshit.